So I don't know who this lady is. This Pac-12 lady.
Oh gosh, where did
What's
she?
her name?
Oh,
And why did they hold a press conference? She said nothing.
well, what is she supposed to say? They got
Well,
nothing.
you're not supposed to hold a press conference if you have nothing to say. How about that?
I'm trying to remember where she
Her name is
came
Teresa
from.
Gould.
Yeah, oh, God, I remember. I read her little bio, and now I've already forgot.
And Kirk Scholes was on there.
Yeah, he's the president of Washington State.
Yeah, he comes across as kind of a boob.
Well, I feel like he's been kind of the spokesman for the Pac-2, and I think Washington State often comes off as very whiny and bitchy, and Oregon State comes across. I'll give the Beavers credit; they're trying to do look. We're going to continue to we have faith, we believe, we're going to fund this like a Power 12 or a Power 5 program. Washington State often comes off, and I get it, but they come out just as kind of whiny little bitches.
So there's really nothing to report from their press conference. It was by Zoom, and we listened to her talk, and Kirk was on there looking all stuffy, and it just said, I don't know, they're just going to be really bold and aggressive. What does that even mean? You have no leverage at all.
No.
None.
This is what Kliavkoff has always said. Their hope is, again, I'll tell you, their game plan is simple. They have 2 years to tread water and figure out a way to get themselves in the Big 12. And if they don't, they're screwed. And then at that point, you only have a couple options. One, merge with the Mountain West, take over the Mountain West, or join some sort of national alliance between the Mountain West and like the American Athletic Conference and something like that. I mean, those are your only options. And the only one that really provides any sort of relief for you is getting into the Big 12. So...
Or the ACC.
Or the ACC, yeah. I guess if you wanted to do that.
That's about to crack.
Yeah.
You missed this, but there was a rumor that Texas A&M is mad about Texas joining the SEC and may jump to the Big Ten. More money. Dude, it's not over.
No.
It's going to be... So I saw today that if each, the Big Ten and SEC, get to 32, that leaves 4 Power 5 schools on the out.
And who would that be?
God, it could be,
anybody.
It could be a number of schools.
Yeah.
Who do you think it should be?
Well,
the 4 worst?
Well, like Vanderbilt would be the one, I would assume. Like a team like Vandy could easily be booted. I mean, they bring nothing to the table. I'm trying to think.
They bring Nashville.
Whoop-de-doo.
Well, TV market.
Yeah, you're seeing less and less, by the way, TV markets really matter. I mean, I just don't think, like, if you had to say that one that would go, that would be the first one that would jump off at me. I could see, I don't know. I'm trying to think of someone in the Big Ten that is just...
Rutgers?
Yeah, maybe Rutgers.
I know they're better now because they got Shiano back there, but that program...
Rutgers, Maryland,
we
maybe.
would have said Kansas a couple years ago, but not anymore, baby.
Yeah. I mean, like
Indiana?
in the Big 12, you get like a Kansas State that could get chopped, something like that.
It's a good program, though.
Yeah, it's okay, but again,
they care. See, but they care. This is why I don't think Oregon State and Washington State should be chopped, just like Kansas State shouldn't be. Because I think if you've got passion on your campus for football, I think you should play.
Yeah,
it's the apathy that's like you say, Vanderbilt's probably a good one. Academic school. Do they really care? Are they really interested? I don't know. Illinois, does anybody care at Illinois about football at all?
Well, I mean, Bielema's done a nice job there, and they put guys in the NFL.
But again, I'm talking about the want to, the passion.
Yeah,
is there a lot of people behind it?
Probably not. But I mean, you could say a school like Cal.
Ooh, there you go. That's a good one.
Or Cal or Stanford. When Andrew Luck was there and Stanford was good, he talked about that people didn't care. By the way, I looked up, Gould she was the Pac-12 deputy commissioner. She's been there since like 2018.
Oh, she's okay.
So they're just,
she worked under George.
She worked under,
and they thought that was
she worked under George and probably under Larry.
They thought that was the best person to promote.
Well, who else is taking that job?
Well, I thought they were talking to Oliver Luck. Right? Wasn't he helping him out?
Supposedly he was what do they call it? Like a advisory guy, but.
They need to fire all of those people.
Would you want? Well, there's only 2 people anymore.
Well, Scholes needs to go. I don't know why Scott Barnes has a job. I don't know who this lady is. Why is Yogi Roth on the call? Why are you even having a call?
Boo his ass! You piece of garbage!
They need to go about their business quietly behind the scenes. Kirk Scholes said it. Yeah. He said, "Look, we can't bust in there thinking we have all this leverage.
No.
We have to just keep this. We have to keep the dialogue going. We have to stay in the conversation. We have to be at the table, and we have to keep gently nudging that, hey, we're still here. That they have nothing. He's basically groveling at this point.
Yes.
So why are you holding press conferences telling us that you're groveling at this point?
Well, and that's why, like, when because they had to vote unanimously to approve the next 2 years of the playoff model, and some people thought that there could be a monkey in the whole thing with Washington State and Oregon State. That why would they vote? And basically, they had to vote yes, because if they didn't, then no one would ever give them any sort of consideration, which is to your point where there is no leverage. It doesn't exist.
I don't know, man. He's right. All they need to do is sit and wait and see if one of these leagues gets a couple spots.
Yeah.
Because a realignment is not over, and then just hopefully you get a lifeline.
Yeah. By the way, I looked up like year to year over the last 10 years who have been the worst Power 5 programs. Colorado is there now, obviously with Dion, but
Yeah.
Rutgers is there.
Yeah.
Indiana is there. Boston College is there. Vanderbilt is there.
Ooh, good one. Boston College.
Virginia is there. Stanford is there. Cal is there.
Virginia.
Northwestern is there. Georgia Tech is another one that has a decent history, but
Ooh.
Georgia Tech.
All of those are good.
Well, and you know, some of these, by the way, all have a common denominator in that they're academic schools and they're hard to
Yeah.
get into. Georgia Tech sneaky. We talked about it. They say that Georgia Tech is actually maybe the hardest Power 5 program to exist as an athlete, because like at places like Stanford or Cal, if you get in, there's liberal arts programs that they can, you know, dink you off into and just like, here, just shut up and go over here and take some entry-level classes. At Georgia Tech, you have to take engineering. Like
Engineering school, yeah.
You have to take
You can't fake it.
You can't fake it. So they say that getting into Georgia Tech is one thing. Staying at Georgia Tech is an entirely different one. And it's a sneaky tough program to win at. And again, is the commitment there because the state of Georgia has another team. Actually, they have a couple.
Oh, boot 'em.
But yeah, that may be one that
Georgia Tech, Vandy, Rutgers, and Boston College or Indiana.
yeah, just chop them.
Get rid of them.
Well,
No one cares even on those campuses.
No, and that's the tough part for like the Washington States and the Oregon States of the world is seeing teams like that get a spot
Yeah.
at the table. Meanwhile, you're
exactly.
you're out there doing God knows what. Wake Forest would be another one. We don't need Wake Forest football. Get out of here.